Today we're going to showcase a new trick you can do with your Fireball Super Witch attack strategy, wherein you bring an extra set of Zap spells and you can nullify all the spell towers on the base. Let's have a look at the army comp Dragon Tyrant's coming in with. So, it is the classic Super Witch Fireball, is bringing a fourth one. I normally only bring 3, but I do like the idea of a fourth one. Then we got the Fireball. Now, the reason for the lower hero equipment levels in this is done in hard mode. So all epic equipment is level 21, all common equipment is level 15. But then if we go and have a look at the spell comp, that's when this is a little more interesting. We have 6 Zap spells and 3 Quake, which is enough for the double Quake you need with the Fireball, and 6 Zaps, 1 Quake elsewhere on the base to neutralize another spell tower. So Fireball does its value over there. Then we go to the core of the base. Look at that. We zap out another set of buildings there. Now, very expensive start to the attack, but also very, very effective. We get the minion to clear up the ricochet cannon, and that is an awesome start. We got the queen and the siege barracks on the bottom side of the base. Normal stuff you expect, exact combinations you would expect with this as well. Now, interestingly enough though, no electro boots. I would be expecting that, but I kind of like the idea of the rocket spear with this army. Now, the biggest weakness of this attack strategy is walls. We've got 2 invis spells in case we need to redirect our Fireball further into the base. So what that ends up meaning is we don't have a jump spell. So we got to use the King ability here to open up the center of the base. And he does bring quite a few super wall breakers. I think it's 3 of them with this army to get further into the base. And honestly, outside of jumping over walls, the biggest weakness of this, although it is connected to that, is time. Because you might have to push through a wall on the back end of the base. And you also don't have as many rage spells because you're using so many spells on your Zap and your Fireball. But, I mean, you're definitely earning all the value back because you take down so many of the problem areas on the base. At Town Hall 17 at the moment, there's just not that many problem areas. And what I like about this replay is there is a lot of invis towers in the meta at the moment with the electro boots taking over. The invis is your best way of messing up the Royal Champion Charge. So this base style, it's not like it's uncommon at all. So you definitely can use this attack in the meta. Now, obviously, it's not that surprising that an attack strategy, I'll speed this up for you all, that an attack strategy that counters invis towers already, which is the Fireball, does really well on double invis base. Not really surprising there, and I will admit that. In saying that, did you expect him to completely swag the Royal Champion? Probably not, plus extra 3 spells on top of that. But the next 2 replays will not be on bases with invis towers. They're going to be on bases with rage towers, and the result is going to be the exact same. I'm sure you all recognize this base here. Let's zoom in. So we're going to zap out one of the rage towers, gets a fire spitter and a multi-inferno, which is nice value. And then we got the Warden Walk on the top, and he's going to try and get the Fireball to target this rage tower as well. Because if you hit a rage tower, you're going to be able to damage every defense that's within the rage tower's radius, because the Fireball does have a bigger range than that. So you can see here, the double invis to redirect the Fireball, and everything in it goes down, except obviously that ricochet cannon will stay up with a fraction of health, but all it takes is the slightest thing for that to go down. Warden's done a solid job on the top side. I don't remember when this attack started, so I can't tell you how long that Warden Walk was, but you really, particularly with this version of the army, don't want to be starting your Super Witches any later than 2 minutes. 2 minutes is the absolute maximum I would go for, because otherwise, well, you're going to run into time issues, as I'm going to keep on alluding to. Nice wall break here, so we get the 2nd layer wall break, and I believe the 3rd layer wall break comes in good as well. Hits the junction too, and that is a beautiful start because we've opened up most of the base at this point. Worth noting, the king's sitting quite far back here, and that's what we like, because we don't want the king to have to pop his ability early if he starts taking damage. For instance, right now he's taking a lot of damage from the monolith, and his ability does get solid value. It does open up the monolith, but it still is slightly earlier than we would have wanted the ability to be. So keep that in mind. Your Super Witches spawn big boys at the start, and they can keep regenerating them. So you should never put your king down before the big boys are spawned in this attack. Super Witches are doing a great job in the middle. We have the Royal Champion and the Queen on the bottom, so we'll have to use the Royal Champion with this attack, but still, I mean, it's still pretty wrecked at this point in time. The Minion Prince is a nuisance on defense. I wish the Minion Prince was as good on offense as it was defense. Might give me a reason to do more videos with that hero. Maybe once we get some epic equipment for it, whenever that may be. Royal Champion is going down here. You can see the difference the hard mode makes here. But we've still got the Queen ability. We've still got all 4 Super Witches up. And you know what that means. That means a 3-star attack. So yet again, the Spell Tower is doing nothing on this base. But because the Spell Towers are surrounded by a lot of the valuable defenses, they do nothing either. And now we're going to finish off with a diamond base. So the Zap Quake is going to come on this top Rage Tower. Yet again, really good value here. Unfortunately, the Ricochet Cannon does not go down to 6 Zap, 1 Quake. So showing one of the weaknesses of doing this in, say, Legends League, wherein if you want to get rid of Ricochet Cannons, your Fireball, when the Fireball's level 21, can't do it, and your Zaps can't do it either. So you can see the 2 Ricochet Cannons stand here. Obviously, if you've got a high level Fireball, level 24 that is, then you'll be fine. Or if you bring an extra Zap, which you could do, you will be fine as well. But regardless, it's really nice having those 2 invis at the start because it speeds up this Warden Walk so much. It would have been so long for that Warden Walk there to get the Warden to target the Rage Tower. Now we start with the Super Witches and we've got all the time in the world. And you can see this replay doesn't end for another 2 minutes, which is crazy. Because when you do the normal version of this army, you can wipe bases in 70 to 80 seconds with the actual Super Witch portion of it. But it shows the difference that running 4 Super Witches versus the Stars comp, which is 3 Super Witches and a bunch of Valks, you can see the difference that makes. And on top of that, you can see the difference having a jump spell makes. So we've still got the King ability here, and that's crucial. So the King ability will go off. Oh, pop the King ability, Tyrant! Pop it! Don't know why he's not popping it. I would absolutely pop that right now. Because, yeah, it opens up most of the base there. We get those 2 wall openings. It will split the troops quite annoyingly, though. And you see the back end of this base is not really ideal for Super Witches. We have a Monolith. We have 2 single Infernos. Even that multi-Inferno is going to be a nuisance. And we've already used all of our hero abilities. So this attack ends up being the closest. And that's what I kind of want to talk about. This attack, I'm not going to call it a gimmick, because I think it's stronger than being just called a gimmick. But it's not going to revolutionize the Super Witch army. I still think the regular version of the army is the best on most bases. But it is a fun way, and it can definitely be used in wars. It's a fun way to use the Super Witches, was what I was trying to say when I failed the English language there and how to structure my sentence. But it can definitely work. Would I recommend it over the other one? Probably not, but it's fun to do different sort of attack strategies, and this is just an interesting way that you can get more value in your Super Witch attacks. Some of the time it's worth it. On this one, probably not, because he didn't take down the Ricochet Cannon. But regardless, let us know down in the comments below what you think of this. Will you give it a go? I did give this sort of attack strategy a go last year, and I loved it. Maybe you will too.